Hey everybody, we're on like an 8-game losing streak, I think, in Monster Train, but we're over a long enough time scale. Survivability ticks above 0. That's not how the quote goes. You know what? I mean, here's the thing. I'm looking at some of these other ones, and I'm like, man, all your units count as subtypes, which means I guess they could be morsels, and you'll double your drafts. Oh wait, this is our new one. Your champion is gone, but use the extra starter unit banners along with double triggers to win anyway. Oh, you know what? You know what? Triggered abilities on friendly units trigger an additional time. This one strikes me as winnable. So we don't get a champion. I want Umbra, because a double Gorge trigger is nuts. And I think I want Stygian, because a double Incant trigger is insane. And then, so we'll lose our champ. So the question is, would we rather have Shade Splitter or Plink? Early on, I think Plink is really, really good. Otherwise, I'm kind of a Shade Splitter guy. With no champ, I think we want Plink for early game damage. And then do we want Frostbite 6 or Frozen Lance? Dude, I actually think Foregone Power is 10 times better. There's a chance here. Okay, so use your freaking brain, okay? Offering Token is kind of exactly what we wanted. We get 2 extra units to start with. Okay, so we get a Stygian and an Umbra. We want the great Umbra units of which we're accustomed, and then we want a Stygian unit with incant triggers. What the heck? It had to go to the server. All right, so we'll try. And I think we want Crucible Warden. Okay, so we kind of got what we wanted. 7 energy on the first turn of battle. Doesn't strike me as necessary, but also doesn't strike me as bad. If we can get those triggers going insanely early, I think I'm going to be very happy. Enemy units enter with armor 10. It'll give us a unit draft. It's tough. It's tough. I'm going to say no, because I think we need to be able to plink these guys down. We don't have a lot of raw damage output for the time being. So why not do it up here, right? That's the way I would look at this. And every incant gives us value. So what about one of these? Thanks for the morsels. Get a train steward, 1 morsel. Let's give you... Honestly, you should get some extra damage. Let's give you lifesteal, I guess. You can just kill a unit down here, nobody cares, and then we'll get an incant going here. This seems like an interesting way to roll this for sure. I have now realized the error of our ways because we have a Crucible Warden, no place to put them where they won't die. But just give me a minute here, okay? We'll plink you. We'll plink you. Now you guys are... Oh my god, it's so much damage. I don't even want to think about it. Just work with me, okay? We want you. Still dying. Still dying. Not dying! Okay, so we want you to get a damage shield. Maybe some life along with it. And then... Oh, this does 0. I'm a fool. We can still put you... Why not? And then we might as well do this. I don't know about that, but at least we did get 6 armor out of it. We could have killed the unit instead. But at least we got 2 damage shield, right? 2 damage shield. Very nice. Nobody cares if... Such a rude thing to say, but nobody cares if you die here. Not getting any morsels there was really bad. We should have cast the other one floor up. That's non-negotiable. Okay, you're doing great, by the way. Don't get twisted. We love this. I'd still like the... Oh, the plink did so badly. Come on. Taking 80 damage. We get 6 extra armor. Okay, so our pyre is going to take 2 hits. Honestly, our deck seems really good right now. I feel like we've built it in exactly the right fashion. Sure. Maybe doesn't seem that incredible right now. But I think based on where we're standing, like, this is already pretty good. Obviously, an Overgorger or something like that would get disgustingly good over time. So we have an insane amount of value in the early game with our energy. I think we can afford to take some somewhat expensive cards. Having a really good spell like Ice Tornado is pretty solid too. You just hope to draw it on turn 1. Sometimes you're going to need that burst damage. So we're probably going to get 2 units. I think a Morsel Maker is more valuable right now. Oh no, you still only... Okay, maybe there's twice as many banners? I don't know. I don't know. We want you to be able to gorge often, but I still also feel like it's beneficial for you to have a big stat increase. Although maybe it's more beneficial for you to have a big stat increase, because you're going to get more stats from the morsels anyway. So maybe just having... Because every morsel is worth 2 morsels, effectively. Yeah, you know, am I puzzling something out here? Am I entering a new paradigm of genius? I don't know. Am I finally reaching a base level of acumen that should be expected of somebody who's playing on Covenant rank 25 with expert level challenges on? Mayhaps. Okay. So we've learned a thing or two about a thing or two. Let's keep it moving. Whatever floor we have Crucible Collector on is going to be the floor where we want Morsel Maker. So, it will not be this floor. We'll probably do Super Tank, Crucible Collector, is my guess. We want to draw a unit. We did not. Dump this then. You give spikes. I would rather kill you. It's not bad, but what? Because you've got double efficacy. Can you move that? Yeah, we can't summon anything else up there. Okay, that's wonky. that's mighty wonky. So we want you up here. Definitely want to plink you. Honestly, we can't really play our Crucible Collector anywhere. I think we need to keep the bottom open so that our Crucible Collector can be played, I guess is a better way to say that. So let's just cast a spell up here to get this guy pogging. This is super weird. I didn't even think about the fact that the Morsel Maker is going to summon 4 morsels. So we don't mind as long as we have Crucible Collector out first. Just something we got to think about. Very lucky on that one. Take your stats. Get out of my face. Stop wasting my time. Okay, good work. Still, I'm telling you, for Relentless Waves, it's gonna take a lot for something to get past this 2063 with an incant trigger attached. Ooh. Pretty good. 144 damage. We prefer this. We were hoping it would hit you, but it's still fine. I don't know, to be honest with you, our Morsel Maker is kind of a force to be reckoned with. By the way, I like when a challenge allows me to get the episode name right there in the title. Yeah, our Morsel Maker is a 5363. That's pretty awesome. We need capacity. Easy. I want more incant triggers that don't cost anything. Like cheap but good incant triggers. I will level with you. I don't think we need another unit just yet. I think we can afford to be a little choosy. I mean, if we get another unit, we don't really want it to be an Umbra. And I know that's a beggars can't be choosers sort of thing, but I do think I can... I don't mind giving you multi-strike because you're not lifesteal. So I'm very pleased with that. What do you got for me here? Copy a card 5 times. It's always kind of tempting to copy the offering tokens because they are essentially free. We don't really want 5 of them. Or do we? Let's get weird. Why would I ever do this? Well, like, I think that the run is too good. We need to bring it back down. And the other thing is, so I was being facetious there, because confidence is a slow and silent killer, right? However, I am like, every time I think something's insane, that seems to be the right way to handle things. Honestly, send it, brother. So, are we gonna let the Morsel Maker have their own floor? Yeah. Why not? They obviously get very powerful just by themselves. So we know some obvious stuff here. You have to come out. We'll dump a Train Steward. We'll dump Train Steward. There's spells either way. I think this time we'll dump Foregone Power. That's such a bummer, dude. The fact that it didn't hit any of the 3 units with 1 HP. It's just that it's the kind of thing that'll leave a bad taste in your mouth, but everything's still very, very fine. I promise you that. So we would probably... I don't know if we'd start Offering Token, but we're gonna. We may play Ice Tornado. We probably won't, but we may. Alright, so I'm gonna plink you, because I need the... I feel like I need that. Mind Collapse only really pays for itself, and then we can get this going, but we're still, like... This is going really well. It might not seem that incredible. Like, the Daze is pretty nasty, but... It's going. That's good eats right there. You need to eat as much as possible, obviously. Oh, you are doing insane. You already have 2 damage shield. We could play it. I think it's okay. You can play a Train Steward back there. You could play it at the front. I don't know. It's not really an amazing play, but you could do it. And our tank is he's getting poggy. Our morsel maker is not eating as many morsels, but still doing quite well. You're dying to frostbite. That hurts. Because we'd really like you to be killed, quite frankly. I think you love something like this. We don't care for Train Stewards. You love something like that. We probably do care for plinks, so I actually think you dump this. And I think we're probably going to end up playing a Gem Trove. I was hoping that because of the damage shield we wouldn't get dazed for a turn, but obviously that's not the case. You're dying anyway. I mean, we'll plink you, but then we can't put the morsels anywhere, so... but that would keep the... Yeah, we have to... It didn't work anyway, so who cares? Thanks for the armor. A little painful. A little painful. We're not killing you, which is bad, because we... Oh, you guys are both dying already. Okay, so everything's actually completely fine. You would just do something like this. Dump the Train Steward. Do something like this. You probably dump the plink on this one. Play a little morsel miner. Then you can get a Mind Collapse out there to get a kill. Doesn't really help that much, but it's okay. 315. Steve Austin, baby. It's a whole lot of noise. How you doing? Dude, I'm kind of stunned that our morsel maker is that good. Shroud Mitosis definitely seems playable here. Purge is, or Blazing Bolts is pretty good too, but I don't know. Shroud Mitosis is a little bit more fun for me. Now I'm like, Titan Sentry, we get double revenge. We don't really have a floor that makes sense for this though. I do like the idea of a Shadow Eater fitting with a Morsel Maker, but I'm like, do you make sense? Triggered abilities trigger an additional time. You cost 2? I mean, I could have you on the same floor as our Incanting Tank, but that's not really that's not a good play. I'd rather have an Incant Rage or an Incant Stat unit there. So then, our top floor is just the Overgorge, or the Damage Shield Gorger, which is totally fine. Then our middle floor, we could use one more Gorger. I don't really want it to be Shadow Eater. I know we could do Shadow Eater at the bottom with a Morsel Maker. I kind of, believe it or not, I don't see it. And I know that might seem like a big whiff. I think capacity is our big play here. That might seem like a big whiff, but I think we'll have one more chance to get a unit. We want a Stygian unit. We want it to be an Incant-based unit. Either of these are amazing. I mean, the Rage is really good. Like, I'm gonna be honest. But you get so pogged up with your stats, dude. I wanted the gold, but I'm like, maybe if I want to put gold on a unit or on a card, why don't we just play on Covenant like 0? We'll get to draw on morsels, which is pretty sick. All right, dude, I think we're set up for greatness here. Now, what does our Seraph do? Purge buffs and debuffs. Purging half of our damage shields is pretty nasty. By the way, spikes are gonna do a number on the Crucible Collector, so we got to be a little cautious with that. I'll tell you, though, for the time being, that's horrible. This is basically just the worst draw you could ever ask for. So we know you're going to be here. This is potentially workable. Dump this for now. We got super lucky. This is draw. This is pretty much what we wanted. Alright. I'm done complaining. That worked out pretty well. So we got a problem with damage shield here, but that's okay, because you are gonna... Oh my god, are you ever gonna do a number? Oh my word. This is great news. Okay, so hear me out here. I actually think we want to hit you so you die and don't do damage to our pyre. And then we're just happy to get the incants going here. For a bad draw situation, things turned out pretty well. So we love that. It's great stats. You're already getting... It's going to take a minute here, so we might want to slow down our descent. A train steward's not making it. Let's be realistic, but... you're taking 16 damage. 8 and then... Okay, I can understand why. Honestly, I think, as weird as it sounds, I think we do this. Then you don't take damage. Gives us an extra turn to eat, hopefully. We'll Mind Collapse for 0 for stats, and then... Alright, I'm glad we took a second to think that one through. This is with the challenge on, so I'm feeling pretty good. But obviously, we got to find a way to do something here. I need to scroll up to see if Plink will work. Plink is not going to work. Alright, well, just to be straight up with you, the Crucible Collector will die. Which is mega bad news. However, as long as we... Oh, we're not killing you quite yet, but I got a good suspicion we're going to get there. That's all we needed so that you don't live long enough to do damage to our pyre. So I say we got a little lucky. But our bottom floor is like, it's nuts. It's insanely good. And I do want to, in my own defense, say that we had like a pretty trash draw. Frozen cards are reduced to 0. There might come a chance. There might come a chance for that. Dunka, dunka, dunka. I like the idea of a Prism Retrieval. We can play it for 0. And oh my word, if we draw it on turn 1, look out. Spells are beneficial because we have an incant trigger, obviously. Free relics. You know, I'm a removal lad myself. Pyre gets 40. Consume cards do plus 30. Pyre gets 40 is our play here. Oh, really? We can't afford anything from the relic shop? That's painful. So I'll tell you, what we need the most is actually draw. If we could draw more often, we'd be real happy. I'm gonna err on the side of caution here, even though we have pyre health, and I'm gonna hope that that's not a relic that would have saved my run. Not that we need saving right now. This is, oh my god, it's a much better situation. Okay, so you need you to live, which is a bit spicy, but just work with me here for a minute, okay? So you come out, we plink you. You're doing 12 damage. You're not killing us. It's very important. We drew. Also very important. I honestly think we do this to keep you alive. And we'll get so much extra energy next turn. Kinda sucks for our Crucible Warden. But also, there we go. We got 9 energy. Okay, so we want this. It's going to take a minute for that setup to really pop off, but we got plays here, so just work with me. You plink. We know we're about to get some draw. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we want you up at the front now. We don't need morsels. How you doing? You doing? You're going to be so full. We might as well play this down here. We get the incant trigger on top of everything else. We can also fit you and give you an extra damage shield. Of course, why wouldn't we? We're letting the gold slip away, but I think it's in the interest of making the run work in general, so I'm very for it. This is obviously totally fine. I think we'd probably dump the foregone. We have enough energy to play whatever we want. Okay, so this is... Oh, you're not packed yet? Okay, we might as well give you even more then. And then give you some stats. And we might as well get an extra spell out of it. This is more along the lines of what we're trying to get going. And it's working out mighty nicely. What 2 units are even available? It's just 2 train stewards, right? I mean, look, I'm not gonna deny that it would be fun to have like plus 5 to a 35, a 40 and 8 train steward, but that's still not that good. I think we'd rather play it for low cost. Let's put it that way. We'd rather play it for low cost. Should have waited for the gem trove, but all right. So we got a 28 train steward that is going to come out and immediately die. But at least we got to incant again. I mean, our bottom floor and our top floor are nothing's going wrong. Let's be realistic. You got 18 damage shield. You're a 54 times 2 with 38 backing you up. We'd prefer to have that in the future. We should have done that differently. I'm like, to do 9 damage on one of these. No, we can't. Might as well save a damage shield, right? This is an impressive run. This might be one of the ones that's like, hey, this is easier than your standard. I'm happy to see it, because boy, let me tell you, we could use a morale booster right now. Yes, indeed. But that was totally fine. Okay, a little bit of money. I think we really like Ember Cash. It's an incant that generates more incants. Frozen cards are free, so this is like a no-brainer. We just need to find a place to fit it and then keep it alive, which is not easy, actually. And removal and upgrade seems like we're getting to where I want to get to. You know what would be a nice spell upgrade? What if you could make a card innate so you start with it in your hand? That would make Prism Retrieval like so much more valuable for me. Look, it's funny. I don't know, but then this limits the amount of floors we can play them on, which is like not great for me. This, I'm like, you're probably gonna operate on your own floor, so it might seem super strange to get a Cuddle Hex like that, but I'm honestly here for it. I think we reroll. Endless isn't what we're looking for anyway. I actually think we want Siren of the Sea to get better stats overall, so they come out a little stronger and are a little bit less likely to die in the first place. Our tanky unit is already there. We don't need units to heal, so every unit getting plus 10 is okay. But also, upgrading a unit with plus 25 just by default, I mean, it's kind of like you don't lose out by doing this. So I think adding an extra Heartstone on top of our Crucible Warden has some potentiality. Okay, Multi-Strike. Multi-Strike is bad for us because it is going to purge damage shield faster, but we are gaining damage shield twice as fast. So typically, how much damage we got? 15 damage, so it looks something like this. Plink's not likely to work here, but we'll do this. We can dump a Plink. Okay, then we get to put you out here, which is great news. We're not going to be able to get a morsel to generate, and you are going to hit me twice, but I choose to accept this and live with this. 21 damage. We'd rather just minimize our damage taken for sure. Okay, not a perfect start, but we're not going to get a perfect start with base draw, so there's nothing to be sad about yet. This is great. Are we going to Plink you? Plinking could work. We only have 1 energy, though. I think we just... Let's get these rolling first. We're not going to be able to play a Shroud Mitosis. So I think we have to do... Oh, you have Incant Armor? I think I'm okay with that. We want to be able to play 2 spells, so you do it like this. One of these days, that Crucible Collector is gonna pop. I promise you this. They're still living. That's important. Okay, what could you... all we have is a trained steward, dude. Oh, we're insanely lucky. Okay. We get draw. That's great stuff. Get this out there for the low, low price of on the house. Great stuff. Great stuff. You guys are pogging out of your minds. You're getting strong. Pyre's going to be in a bit of a pinch here. We accept this as part of the cost of doing business. We don't care for our train steward. So we try to hit you. Mission failed. We do play a prism retrieval. It brought out a sick cuddle hex, dude. I forgot about you. You're going to freeze a card in our hand, which will make it free, but we don't need that because we already have a free card. Alright. So Pyre's taking a bit of a hit. This is where things get interesting. You're not dying, which I do not like. I do not like it. We need to be able to plink someone to death. I don't think that's going to happen either. But if it did... Ah! If it did, though. Alright, I'm not worried about our Pyre. I'm still not worried about our Pyre. But obviously, we would like to get things moving a touch faster. We're not really making good use out of you. I'll give you that one. For on the house. We can't... Oh, if you freeze it, though. But we're probably not going to live... You're not going to live long enough to make that happen unless we... I don't know, man. Is Ice Tornado worth... I think you're going to die even with Ice Tornado. So I think we make a morsel down here. What if we put it in front of you? Still dying. So I think we'll put it down here. Well, you know, we accept where we're at right here. You're still going to die. For certain. Keep it moving. Pyre did take some serious hits here. I think our upgrade... Energy would be nice. I would also tell you right off the bat here. I think that our... I think that we need both draw and energy. Oh, this... Now we're talking. Shall we my toes this shroud, my dear? Look at that. Mind collapse for 12. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, the long and the short of it is... We need to get more damage out there, so we shouldn't have turned up our nose at so many units. But we also need... and how are we going to get our units powered up faster? It's either draw or energy. I think it might be draw, but we are running up against energy on occasion as a bit of a problem. We'll play this for 1. Plink's so unlikely to get anything, but it's also kind of free. I mean, it's an incant trigger, right? So we do like that. I'm feeling pretty good. Did lose like 50 HP, but I'm still feeling good. I'll tell you another thing. We would absolutely... Why not? Love... Plink wasn't going to work anyway, so we're not sweating it. I would absolutely love to get upgrades on Plink. So if we go to our... If we can maybe go to a... oh, you're dead. Okay, everything worked out. If we could go to a shop that upgrades our magical abilities, then we'd be talking, right? Now, we didn't kill units that got to the top particularly quickly, but we did kill the boss without any of our units on the bottom floor dying. What that says to me is that we need to kill units faster. I do think a Shroud Spike can help. It's tough, dude. It's really tough. I think draw is a touch better, and I wanna go to... I mean, unit draft would be amazing, but we're not going to get it. I think we need to go to spell upgrade. Our plinks are currently useless, but we rely on them to generate morsels for us, which is the real problem. I think we can find a way to play that once. Okay, 20 magic power consumed is big. Gem Trove being playable is big. Remove consumed. There's definitely something about like an Ember Cache coming around. I do kind of like that. I'm not gonna deny it. I'm not gonna act holier than thou about that. We'll probably keep our challenge off this time. Yeah, Spell Shield 2. Oh, and you're an Ember Drainer, which is a big issue for sure. If we're only setting up on 2 floors, we should probably set up... It depends on the capacity, admittedly. We should probably, though, try to set up on 2 and 3 instead, so we can hurt you down here before you Ember Drain us. Anyway, we're going to start here. We know we want that. We need to draw... More units would be sick. Hate to lose that. We hate to lose this. I'm like, well, 4 damage. I think we can sell it, but it's gonna be weird. We can sell it. And it's gonna be weird, but kind of like you fit. And you fit. And that's pretty much all we got. That hurts to draw that on this turn. I should have thought about that before I did it. So we're gonna... Oh, but it got frozen for free! We're the smartest gamer of all time. So you're not dying yet. And there's a couple of things that are like a gimme. You know you want to get rid of dead weight. Honestly, I'm like, I could plink you, and then you'll die before you get to the boss, which is pretty cool. We are also going to have no energy next turn, which is pretty uncool. Do we care if you hit our... I don't think we care if you hit our pyre. So I think we... Okay, hear me out here. I think you play this first. I know it looks goofy, but you need to be able to do more damage, and that's important. We can play our plink for 0, but we can also hold it. So we don't really care too much about our good plink, or about our trash plink, I should say. We don't really care too much about our trash plink. Don't discard the frozen card, but don't discard Gem Trove. Don't discard our frozen card. Let's go. Okay. Now, frozen cards are free, so our Gem Trove is like really useful here. But we still need to stop our pyre from taking too much damage, which is where things are going to get dangerous. But we know, like, this is a gimme. We're not going to be able to play Ice Tornado, but if it gets frozen, that's fine. But actually, you know what I'm thinking is, like, Gift of Gratitude, we can't even hold it right now, so don't even worry about it. So where do you get your morsels going? I think... I mean, you're doing fine. Do we need a damage shield up here? There is a temptation to do so. I don't... What are we... Well, I guess the question is, what are we using it for? If we use it here, and then I think we avoid the Ember Drain, actually. Maybe. Or maybe we only avoid it if you're sapped, but we're trying. I think it's worth an attempt to plink the unit at the back there, because we need that unit to die in order to help our pyre along. You need to take 5 more damage. We can get you there. But first, we gotta let every single one of these units get killed. Do not dump Ice Tornado. Alrighty. I'd rather... I was just going to say, I'd rather... Oh, you know what? We freeze 2 cards per turn. Not that that's been insanely relevant so far, but... Okay, we do only have 1 energy. Only 2 waves remain. Like, I think we're doing okay. Dunky, dunky, dunk. This is a pretty bad draw. We'd really like to get some morsels going, but we'd require, like, the plink of the century, and it's not gonna happen. If we could just get the 2 energy, we could actually slay ya. Then we'd be talking. We don't mind losing that. Don't really mind losing that. I'm gonna be honest, thanks for the 80 gold, or whatever it gave me there. Pyre's gonna be in a bit of a rough spot here. The Ember Drain is a killer. It actually didn't do that much damage. I think we got there. We got to do as much damage as possible here for sure. And this is very interesting. I mean, the Plink is pretty much garbage. So, just getting more incants out there seems advantageous. How you doing up here? You're gonna live and you're gonna hit our pyre and I'm gonna be mad. You're already at the room limit. You have to, so we put a morsel up here. Yeah. Okay. We need the energy. We could try something along these lines, but let's wait it out. So I think we like a gem trove. And then I'm like, what do we want to give you? I think a damage shield, followed by my toesing some shrouds. It's gonna leave you in a good spot. Then I'm like, dude, just get this trash out of here. Do not care for it. Do the same thing again. We can play that for 0, so we'd probably be better off dumping the Ice Tornado for now. And then I'm like, okay, an Ember Cache. Shroud Spike for 0. And they're both going to get frozen, so you're going to get a free making a morsel. Okay. I am now skeptical we're going to be able to beat the boss, because I need to find a way to get more damage out quickly. I mean, I wonder if maybe we could duplicate a unit, if that would be enough. The boss is dead as heck, so we're cool with that. I think we need to, even more so than pyre health, I think we need to focus on a duplication. And duplicate one of our units. I think we're just a little underpowered, and I hate to say it, don't get me wrong, I hate to say it. Feast, I think, can mitigate our capacity issues. Dazed is insanely good for allowing us to not take Ember Drain if the boss has that. There is a dupe. Look, I want the pyre health, I'm not going to deny it, but it's not in the cards for us. Our trash plinks must be removed at all costs. Our other Plink preferably would be upgraded. It's tough though, because what do you put on the other floor? I don't think we want to make more incants. Because I think that we don't want to split our incanters up between multiple floors. So I do think we probably have the morsel base to let one more Crucible Warden kind of run wild. Permafrost will make a spell free, but I mean, this is one where you'd really like to get a reroll going here if possible. You know, make your Plinks playable. Reroll is 60. We're not going to be able to hold over. I choose to accept that as the cost of doing business. Ice Tornado has basically never been playable. So I'm very proud of myself. We don't need to see what was in that shop. I don't want to know. I'm very proud of myself for not just taking pyre health because it seems like we need pyre health, and instead going for something that it was like, things don't feel like they're working. Let's try something new. Now, draw is, of course, insanely valuable here. So, I think we do this, which allows us to play a morsel and get draw. We didn't draw a unit. Now we've got a unit. Okay. So now you need to come up here. Honestly, it just is what you do. We can still fit 2 extra morsels here. You need to die. You're going to die. That's super lucky. Let's make sure you get frostbitten and you get frostbitten. And now we got our first floor set up. The days... Oh no, the days don't matter. Okay. So are we going to be able to summon a minion? Yes. Cuddle Hex, I hate to say it, is a second priority right now. We have a large stone minion. We have to think about this. This is very careful. Or very cautious. We need a... honestly, I think we play a Plink on the top floor to guarantee a kill. Why? Then it gives us a minion. We play the minion. We didn't draw our tank yet. Okay, so the question now is, where do we put you? You have to come down here, but if we play our cards wrong, you're dead. I don't know about this one. Now I'm like, where the heck are we putting our other incanter? And the answer, unfortunately, is we're putting them up a floor, which does not make any sense. But this is where we're at now, okay? So I'm like, oh, hold on. Okay, so an Incanter's gonna go here. And then the Crucible Collector is gonna go here. And he's eating. He's not eating. We were actually fishing hard for Shroud Mitosis so that you could get off the ground a little bit faster here. And then I am like, okay, hold on. So it's 10, that's a kill. 10, 15, that's a kill. If I could keep you alive, oh man. So let's see. 10 gets a kill. 10, 15, 15 gets a kill. You up at the front. Followed by an Incant. Does better. Followed by this. I mean, it's something for the time being. We really screwed this up, but we also didn't draw our units when we wanted to draw our units. I'm not saying that. And the other thing is, it's worth noting, we're still alive. Now okay, with like no energy at all, this is pretty bad. But you know, the top floor is still pogging, dude. You're gonna laugh. The top floor do be pogging though. We need to daze this floor. You're dead. You're not dead. Oh my god, but would I rat? No, because we're gonna daze this floor, but how are we gonna kill this floor? I don't know. Let's not worry about it. Okay, so it'll look something like free spells. Have to stay. So we dump this Plink, even though it kills me to do it because it's pretty good. Oh, we can't play this. We can't play these for 0 until we play this for 1. We might have to accept that you're dead. I'm thinking, okay? I'm thinking. It has to happen. I don't know how we're going to kill you on the next floor, because we're going to have 0 energy, I think, but... Not 0. Not 0. A lot of units need to die here. I want that to be known. The feasting, I don't know, we actually might need you to feast. So don't get too attached to anything just yet. That's going to be our spicy one. So we'll do it again. Okay. Dunk it, dunk it, dunk it, dunk it, dunk it. I'm like, I could gem trove, I could feast. Then you'll live. But I think our pyre is super dead. That's great news. I mean, like, I just don't see how our pyre could live through this, quite frankly. Again, I mean, an honest attempt was made, but we screwed up by not taking another unit faster, and also we just didn't we didn't draw our units the way we needed to draw our units. But you know what? It is what it is. We'll be back to try again, and I can feel my brain growing with each attempt. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya.